Hi. Sorry for the delay. Welcome to BeHIP Table Talk Live. I am Stephanie, for those who do not know who I am. And then to the next, we have... Say your name.
Hi, everybody. It's Randy.
The Foyya.
And Darylisha.
And we are back at it this week. This week we are talking about, where there is smoke, there is fire. So, are y'all doing good tonight?
Excellent.
Yeah, we're doing great. Y'all ready to dive into this?
Yeah.
All right. So we all know that there tends to be, whether in a relationship or in situations, things where you get women's intuition, gut feeling, for some discernment. You can see the smoke before you see the flames, and you still like to proceed. That's one way to look at when there's smoke, there's fire. Another angle we're gonna tackle tonight is also when you know there's a smoke, where there's smoking in your relationship, where there's problems or in any situation, and you try to mask it and try to ignore the smoke, but the more you ignore the smoke, the bigger the flame is going to be. That's what we're covering tonight. Okay. Y'all ready to dive on in here? Add some little notes. I pretty much said most of it. So let's start with the first way, like heeding warning signs and anything. Have you ever been in a situation where you kind of knew something was wrong, whether it's a situation that you had to deal with, or even in a relationship that you had to deal with, where you're okay, let's say first date, you date somebody on the first date, and then they said something that's I don't know, and what they say don't match the actions. Have you ever experienced anything like that? Or later on, later in the week, maybe y'all go on another date, and then the follow-up date, everything they said in the first day kind of contradict what they say in the second date?
Not that quick.
Not that quick?
Not that quick. I can't even lie. I wish it was that quick. I do, but no, not that quick. It normally take a little bit. If somebody that quick, they horrible.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, they horrible.
That is true.
No, I've had some terrible first dates. Yeah, where you see some things, or you see some signs where it's okay, I would never go on a date with this person ever again.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I think what you're referring to, actually dating someone for a couple months, and then later on down the line, you're starting to see more warning signs. But yeah, I've been out on first dates where I can determine whether I would go on a date with that person again.
Okay. What about you, D?
I don't think I've kind of really felt knowing, I don't think I've really been on bad dates. Honestly. I don't think I know. I mean, for the most part, when I've been in relationships with people, it's just I've been in relationships with people. I really haven't went through a whole process where it's I'm gonna date this person, I'm gonna date that person. I really haven't experienced that a lot. No, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it is good. I'm
to catch certain things that you want to catch.
You want to be able to catch them. Well, have you ever had a situation where, for example, let's say, even if it's man, I know on the inside I should not go here. I shouldn't go to this place. But then go and something happens. Y'all ever experienced that? Get a feeling down, a bad, let's say I'll make it more plain. Let's say somebody invites you to a party. You get ready to go to the party. But on the inside, it's a scream on the side, oh no, that don't sound a good idea. That situation sound off. And you gotta constantly keep asking, well, who gonna be there and what we gonna do? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Yeah, I call them dummy missions. This feel like a straight up dummy mission.
Right.
Who now? Where is it? You sure it's supposed to be like this tonight? Then you get there I want to say I knew it, but you got that I knew it look face the whole time.
Right.
So they looking man, I didn't think this was gonna happen. Yeah, I kind of figured it.
I got fears of a little bit less.
Horrible.
Or I guess knowing your intuition, where you go somewhere where you don't want to find out something, but you do find out something. But your gut instinct tell you I need to go. I need to scope this out. Because I can tell you right now, I'm PI. When it comes to certain things, I'll be researching and figuring some things out. So I'm the type of person that don't tell me something one time And then when we revisit that same conversation, it's something different. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, let's backtrack. Last time you spoke of this, you said X, Y, and Z. That's not what you said previous before. So, like, it get my wheels turning.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to, let me do my own little research. Let me fall back a little bit. I done had some times where I done had to ride through to kind of figure out things.
Because you can't turn it. For some reason, it's like, you can't turn
do my investigation.
Off, you know what I mean? Some people have, like, good discernment. Like, one time I came up from school. I've never met my niece friend ever in her life. And I met her. She wasn't rude. She wasn't disrespectful, nothing. Mm-hmm. But the moment I met her, I was like, there's something about her. Mm-hmm. I couldn't shake it. I couldn't get off. Every time I seen her, it's not that I didn't like her. It's just it's something about her. She just not right. It's something about her. And your niece is, she gonna be like, keep being friends with her. My sister's like, no, she really nice. I don't know, Months later, they had this big to-do. She ended up not being her friend, but and some shady things came into play, and it was just like I knew it, and that was like the first time I ever experienced it. And then the second time when I was at work, I had a coworker, and my sister Angie, she's very welcoming. Y'all all met her. I'm going open arms, hey, and she was like talking. I think she's so cool. She's nice. Give everybody a chance. And I kept telling her, I said, no, it's something about her. It don't sit right with me. She, things don't add up. The more I got to know her, when she flipped on me one night just because I decided I couldn't go somewhere that was going to be detrimental to me later on, involving drugs and everything like that, she flipped on me like I did her wrong, cussing me out. I said, first of all, I don't have friends that disrespect me in this manner. Right. So now I can't be your friend. Then you calling my sister, pulling her into our situation, and then you're lying, and you talking about me to my sister, And I was like, and that's why I told him, just said, see, I told you something is off about her. I can't be her friend. But then I said, okay, Angie, would y'all forgive? Okay, another chance. Stories on stories on stories start unfolding about her through my boss, because my boss is friends with her mom, how crazy she is, struck at suicide. She, deal with drugs. There's so much stuff, and I was like, I knew it. And it was just off of first impression of meeting her, just like it set on me, like no. Like you shouldn't do it. Have you ever got friends like that, or people you ever came across like that? You try to give them a chance as a friend. And
I get vibes all the time. I always say that's one of my strong suits. Yeah, that I can kind of read people. So sometimes when I be around people and I just get this negative energy and I just be like, I'm gonna keep you right there. I'm with you. I just I'm really a stickler about who I let in my circle. Everybody can't be your friend. Everybody can't be a person that you can rely on or trust. Or trustworthy.
Well, you guys know me. I'm real distant at
times. Yeah.
So, I'm real distant, and that's for a reason. I don't let everybody into my circle.
Yeah. Normally, it's just I get a vibe. And once I get that vibe, I get a vibe that it's like a go to kind of fill you out. Or if it's like a note, I'm just going to keep you as a look, hey, how you doing? Okay. And just leave it there. So, I was telling Keith's brother, Kenny, he had a friend, and we were in a situation where we were all around, and I was just like, he got a bad vibe. I was like, who is that? And they were like, that's his friend. And, and I was like, instantly, I was like, something ain't right about him. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I just kept saying the whole night, just something, and it's still something.
It don't go away.
It is. He a little shady. But I knew it instantly. Like I just got a vibe from him, and I was just like, oh, okay, nope. Let's go on to the next person. And sometimes you get those vibes,
Because you know what, Darylisha? Because you're good at discerning, and that's something that I wish I have. I have it in certain situations. I don't have it all the time, but my parents are good at that too. Like being able to discern a person's spirit or their personality just off of him. They didn't do that to my boyfriend. No. If it's a new guy I'm talking to, they didn't be like, but they saved me because they didn't be like, no, his spirit not right. You know what I mean? And your mom, she has that. It's just something that people are blessed with that gift to just off top and I'm like, and I used to go to bed like, man, you don't even know them. You don't know them, but no, they know more than I do. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? So another thing that where there's smoke, there's fire. When you do stuff like a person point blank telling you this X, Y, Z, you know what, this is what, I don't want that. I want some of this. Or they directly giving you something that they like or don't like. But you take it and you rationalize it for yourself to benefit yourself so that you can be with that person or date that person. You ever did that?
Mm-hmm. I think everybody has. I mean, that's like, you know, when you're dating someone, it's some things that you maybe are willing to bend a little bit more on than other things. Mm-hmm. But I think as an individual, like, you met me how I am.
Yeah.
Certain things is not going to fly by and change by night. It's just not going to happen because who you are, like your characteristics that you have, that you've had for years upon years, growing up and growing into an adult. But I think that it's some things that you can kind of, you know, bend a little bit on. It's just some things that you just can't bend on.
I just feel like you have to decide for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see if it's something detrimental to my health, as far as, oh yeah, I think that person may beat you or something like that. Then that's something I would listen to. Yeah. But what if you're gonna tell me, oh yeah, you know, he used to date a lot of women in the past, or oh yeah, he didn't go to college. Like, I just feel like, let me decide on my own what type of person I'm gonna date. Like I said, if it's not detrimental to my health, don't tell me what I should or shouldn't do as far as dating. I wanted to find out on my own. Like I said, people got to bump their own heads. And when I find out on my own what type of person this really is, or maybe he can change, or maybe, you know, he wants to do it. Just because he go to school doesn't mean that he's not a good person.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you have a lot of people out there that's judgmental. Oh, he only went to high school. He didn't go to college. He this, he's that. He's not good enough for you. I get that. I mean, I used to get that all the time. And I just feel like you can't let everybody decide who you're going to date.
Yeah. That's just saying, like, if you don't like him, you ain't got to like him because he's not with you. Or if you don't like her, you ain't got to like her because she ain't with you. I'm with her. It don't matter how you feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm with him. You know what I mean? Also, nothing, the subtopic too, but I didn't put it on the title, was you can't save everyone. You know how you try to, when I say you can't save everyone, when you know a guy is a mess, or a woman is a mess, or a woman is a mess, and you try to, like, mold them into being something that they're not, or mold them into saying, okay, I get you saying that this is what you struggle with, this like, you have a problem with sex. I get you have a problem with sex, but you know what, I'm gonna hang in there with you, and I'm gonna help you get past this hurdle, because we gonna find a solution for you. And you trying to mold and save and get them on the right track. Okay, knowing you can't even, you're not even saving yourself right now. You trying to save them, but you hurting yourself in the process. Yes, I'm gonna tap on Randy on this one. I'm ready on this.
Man, you can't save nobody.
Okay.
This is my view on that. I feel like if we're in a relationship, look, this is my theory on that. I get paid. Look, I work. Okay, this like, okay. Everybody here got a job. Blah, 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 career, whatever you got. Okay. If I do more than one job, I should get paid for it.
Yep.
So if I'm in a relationship, right, I will tell a woman, I say, hey, I only do what my job is to do. My job is to be your man. Your job is to be my woman. That's it. I don't need you to do anything else. I ain't gonna be your daddy. Can't save you. That's Jesus' job. And I just feel like people, it go back kind of like what both these two lovely ladies were saying, that you kind of like got to just make up in your mind, like, this is why I tell people, like, if you really want to be in a good relationship, find out how much you like the bad of them, the very worst.
Right. If
you like the very worst of them and you can deal with that, and you're going to have a pretty good relationship. I mean, you're going to be able to stay with them. I ain't going to say the relationship's going to be good, but you'll be able to stay with them, you know? Because who can't stay through good times? I mean, you got $1 million in the bank. Oh, yeah, I can stay. Everything's fine. No complaint. But I just think that when it comes to people talking about, man, she my saving grace, like, no, she can inspire you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can inspire you to want to do better, but it's up to you to do better. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can't walk her down this, walk her like, hey, go to school. Hey, school ain't for you. Get your hustle up.
Right.
Hustle ain't for you. Get on welfare. I think it just depends. I'm not in the saving business. The older I got, the more stubborn I've gotten stuck in my ways. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a lot of bending room now. The older I got, so it's like I'm kind of sort of like I see it, dissect it, like it, don't like it, we go about our business because I don't know how many years I got left. I ain't about to waste them.
I just don't. Well, I personally don't agree with what Randy just said, and just like just the part where he's talking about if I'm your man and you're my woman, I'm just gonna be your man and you're just gonna be my woman. I feel like I want to be everything to my man. Like if you need a therapist, baby, I'm gonna be a therapist. If you need a banker, baby, I'm gonna be a banker. Everything you need help with. Like for instance, and some of the relationships that I was in, like they didn't know anything about credit or finances. I'm gonna help you, babe. We're gonna get this stuff together. And it's just not about, oh yeah, I'm helping you because I'm your woman. I'm helping you because I feel like I want my black people to be at the same level that I'm at. You know what I mean? Like anything you need help with, I'm gonna help you with. If you're trying to get out of rent and buy you a house, I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna coach you. I feel like I want to be everything to you. Anything you need, that's what I'm gonna be. And that's just more than just being a woman. I'm just gonna be anything that you need. I'm just not focused. Oh yeah, I'm your woman, so that don't mean I can't help you get your credit score up. No, I'm gonna help you do anything you need help with. I'm gonna be there for you.
I think that's okay. Let me. I probably didn't get a good detailed explanation. You got daddy issues. I can't help you on that.
Right.
Your daddy wasn't there. Hey, I ain't gonna be your daddy. That's molest. That's incest. What you gotta do? My deal is that helping someone like that, where you say like credit, that's different. What I mean is that some people will have, they love crutches. People love crutches. And they're like, oh man, I act out because I got daddy issues. Like, get over it. Yeah. There's many women in the world that ain't got daddies and they don't act crazy like you do. Well, like a guy, my daddy wasn't there. Okay, we got t-shirts and buttons for that club. Get over it.
Okay, but Randy, my problem with that is if they do have daddy issues, what are you going to do? Are you just going to tell them to get over it? Or are you going to say, you know what, babe? Because this is what I've done specifically in my own situations. You know what? I'm going to call these counselors. I'm going to call these therapists, and we're going to get you the help that you need. And, you can't sit here and yell at me or try to put your anger on me, but I'm going to find you some help. That I feel like that's only fair. I'm not just going to yell at you and say, oh, yeah, get over it. Because mental health is a real issue. So if they do have daddy issues or mommy issues or whatever, they need to get some for real help. And I'm going to be there for you and help you get the help. I'll go with you. If I need to stop in parking, I'll take you every day. I'm going to help you.
But I get what you're saying, but it's also a thing that, like, sometimes when Randy said they use it as a crutch. Now, it's a difference between saying that I do have these issues and I want to do something about it versus I have these issues and I don't want to do it.
But see, Randy just simply said, oh, yeah, fix it or do whatever you need to do to fix it. No, this is the point I'm at. I'm going to help you. And then once I give you or guide you in the direction I feel you need to go, and then after that, if you basically spit in my face after I've tried to help, then I'm at the point that Randy's like, okay, you know what, you need to fix it.
I avoid that stuff you spitting in my face because I've had it happen before. So what I do is that we do a thing called we love you from a distance. Meaning that, hey, I know you got some issues. I don't think the best thing for us to do is be in a relationship right now because you need to handle those issues. So as a friend, I'm telling you, hey, handle those things. I'm going to be here to support you in that type of way. But to take on a relationship, because my thing is that I don't think it's like a video game. You get to level 1. And I think what happened in life is a lot of people want cheat codes. I'm going to hurry up and get to the 5th level. Instead of just going through each level, conquering it, crushing the demons that you got going on in that level.
Right.
And then actually getting better. People are interested in getting better. They I think a lot of people are interested in the appearance of looking better.
Right.
So it's like I don't want to be bogged down with that. I would want to say somebody like woman, like say with some women, because like I said, I think a lot of things are excuses. Like you said, I think it's there. So as when I see a lot of people, some people can say, yeah, I got some issues. Okay. What are you doing to work that out? You know what I mean? It's just like I'm saying. And me, like if I know I got a lot of issues, I know this because I do it not. I'm like, you know what? I ain't interested in, that commitment. I take relationships seriously. It ain't a joke, So my thing is, hey, let's make sure we get this stuff together. Not, sometimes you're going to get somebody that's going to stay with you like that. You ain't going to do them wrong. And hey, that's a blessing. But I'm just being honest. 9 times out of 10, it ain't going to be like that. You're going to get burnt. So let them handle it. and we'll see what happens. And if it's meant to be, we'll come back.
Sometimes you just see the signs of certain things too when you're dating somebody, and because you are intrigued with that person, sometimes you might overlook those issues that you might have with that person. And then when it gets later down the road, then you're addressing it, and you're study addressing it, and you're study addressing it, and it's like, okay, I'm addressing it, but you don't want to change. And then the person's like, well, I was like that from the beginning. And so then you got like a conflict with interest with one another, because you're dealing with something that you kind of like saw from the beginning, but then really didn't address it to a certain degree, but now it's became a problem where it's masked like your whole relationship with that person. And then now it's like, okay, I'm having issues. What can we do now? But it's two roads you can go down at that point. You got the road that's like, okay, what can I do to work on this? Let's work on it together. And then you got the road where it's just like, well, I got issues. And there's no outcome of that. Like, so what you trying to do with those issues? So I just think it's like just the difference between them.
Yeah, because I think the Foyya point. That's where you get to see. That's why I say that you're gonna get to see if you want to be in it or not. If you want to get in the mud with them, like, all right, let's do this. So, but like I said, that's why I like the honesty what you said in the beginning about somebody that's upfront. Like, look, this is what I like. This is what I like. I prefer that. Be front. Tell me what it is. Tell me. I like drinking blood. Oh, you a vampire? Okay.
Right.
I think when you get to a certain age, at that point, you should be direct with what you want. When you get to a certain age, I think.
Yeah, but here's where things get so construed, like in society, is 1 minute when people are trying to give you advice on dating, they tell you gotta watch what you say, because then they can fool you on what you tell them that you want. I get it, and I'm all for it, but I still believe in nowadays, after me going through my dating experiences, I have to be direct. And it's up to my spirit to tell me and watching their actions, because nobody can really fully carry out everything that they say if they're not built for it. It's gonna show up, and it's gonna show their head eventually. And that's like going with which is gonna lead us to our next part of our segment, is like going originally when you going into a house, right, and it's on fire. You can die just off of taking in the smoke. Okay, so when you inhaling all that smoke internally, you can die from that. That's not even touching the fire. So that means the more that you having these things pop up, even if they can tell you, no, I know how to be faithful, but you finding drawers, or panties, boxers, or bras and stuff like that, like things constantly popping up and showing you. By the time y'all get to the point of, I don't want to leave this relationship, I want to stay here, I want to marry this person, I want to do this, that, the other, you already dead on the inside to the relationship. The only thing it's going to take is once you go to the other and huddle and still choose to stay with them, now you really going to get burned. It's like the kid analogy, but us adults, when we're teaching kids, it's like, oh man, you ain't going to learn until they fall down the stairs. That's when they're going to learn to stay away from the stairs. But as adults, we know that analogy, and we still go and keep touching that fire and keep burning ourselves. You know what I mean?
It's a little hot, but I'm gonna get a little close.
I'm gonna get a little close. Let me put this thin mask on my face to try to cover myself. But it don't matter. You ain't covering yourself. You still smelling that smoke. You still going into that relationship knowing that it's a fire under there, and you're not gonna put it out because you gonna like, y'all don't want to deal with the issues or anything like that. Which brings us to our next part of where there's smoke, there's fire. When you are in a relationship and you know y'all having problems, or you're in a situation with somebody, it can even be a family member, and you know y'all having problems, but y'all like to, oh no, this ain't nothing burning. Y'all don't want to go find what's the cause of the fire. You want to just, oh, let me put this mask on. It'll be fine. We're going to go to this good restaurant and act like we just cool. We're going to go to this good family event. Hey girl, how you doing? Oh God. You still owe me an apology. You know what I mean? It gets like that. So why, here's another question for us. Let's throw it out there. Why, gotta find my question. So in life, you're always presented with a warning sign. Why do you think we choose to choke through the smoke until we reach the fire that will eventually burn? Basically, why do we ignore warning signs?
Sometimes you don't want to warm that bank up and somebody hit that jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it seem like sometimes when you date people and you be with them and you give your all, you feel that you're giving your all, and it just doesn't work out, and then you move on and they move on, and next thing you know, Later on night, you look up and they just got it all right.
Yeah.
They got it together. You know, and it's like you feel like, okay, I didn't invest in all this.
Once you leave them, they get it.
I didn't invest in all this time into this individual.
Yeah.
And for some reason, some light bulb, that light bulb clicked. It clicked real good. The switch came on.
Oh.
And you got it together, and it's like, oh, you know what? This next person I'm with, I'm gonna make it right. Right.
Oh man.
Every challenge I have, I'm gonna make it right.
And see, and that kind of answers the question to why people stay in it because they feel like
if I break away at this point,
I already
oh my God,
all this work is so
this work.
But you
I don't want nobody else to benefit from that.
But do you notice that a lot of times it don't work for you still?
No.
Like no matter what, him and you, or the woman and the man, the woman doing all the work or the man doing all the work to make it work and molding you and teaching you and showing you, it seems to always never work with them. But the moment they get with somebody new, it's like for some reason, sometimes you just gotta understand it just ain't meant. You know what I'm saying? We was a learning curve. That's the difference between people that's supposed to be in life for a season and supposed to be in life for a lifetime. And you gotta understand that everybody you date, you're not gonna be in your life for a lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, recently this lady that she just spoke at my church on Thursday, and she was married before, and she stuck in her marriage. She said she was married for 17 years, and it was horrible. But because people put her father was a pastor, and they put on them divorce is wrong. You can't get a divorce. She stuck it out, and she said her own mom said I drove him to drink because I was that unhappy that. You know, their situation just wasn't getting right. So finally, she ended up saying, we got to get divorced. I can't stay. That's a waste of 17 years. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, people put these things on you like, you know, sometimes you can marry somebody or be in a relationship with somebody, but they seasonal people, but we want seasonal people to be a lifetime person. Yeah. And that's not it. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
That's where we at. I mean, I've been guilty of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect.
I've never.
Yeah, Randy has never had to deal with that ever.
I'm gonna put it like this. I think that because I'm honest, I call it down the middle. I think that happens with a lot more men, because I do see it. Because I've had women that's been really good, and I see really good with the guys.
Right.
And the guy just cutting up like crazy. And then she didn't spend all this time almost like she been teaching them and, like helping them. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, helping them? And then they go, and all of a sudden with the next woman, she like man, like where it took her 5 or 6 years, he never thought about getting married. Yeah. 6 months, he married to the next one. Yeah. So it's like, I think that with a lot of, I feel like for men, and I ain't saying women do, but I think it's a lot more the men do that. Right. I think it come like you said, it's like more heartbreak. I think with that guy, when he know he lost a good woman, it jack him up. So he's like, man, you know what, next one of the night, I'm about to just.
That's
what it is. I'm about to do everything I didn't do with the last one. I'm about to do everything. I'm about to be up on it. I'm about to keep the credit good. I'm about to pay the bills. I'm gonna come home on time. I'm gonna be like this and do like that. So, but I agree with you. I think seasonal people, it happens a lot of time. You see it.
I just think we as women, we love too hard. I know, speaking personally.
Oh, absolutely.
We love too hard.
I agree with that.
We're ready to love on.
Right.
I think nothing loves harder than women.
And we get chance after chance to get it right and get it right and get it right and get it right.
You don't get the same.
And get it right and don't get the same.
No, you don't.
We don't get the same.
We don't get the same because if I did some of the same things that have been done to me,
it's
just.
We be on the next thing. I'm done. I'm done with her.
You do anything, and I just don't do this. Is like
I just know personally, I give 1,000%. I just give 1,000% because I just know what type of person I am, and I just want you to be on the same level I am. Do better.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just like I see all of these relationships failing, and a lot of the ones I see, and sorry, Randy, a lot of the ones I see is because the guys just acting a fool. If you don't want to be in a relationship, just say that. Or don't be there. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't understand it. If you see a woman giving 1,000% and you could care less how she feels.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I just feel like that's terrible. That's just terrible as a man. How can you call yourself? And that's one. I feel like that's another subject. That just brought me into this subject. We always see on social media. We always seeing guys talking about some. Yeah, I'm a real N. You know what I mean? I'm a real N. I'm a real N. How are you so real? But when your girl call, hey babe, where you at? Oh, I'm about to go hang with the fellas. But you're really with some other lady. How are you so real?
Yeah.
How do you call yourself a man? Yeah. And do the things that you do? You're not real at all. Because if you was real, and this was like the real game back in the day, a real man, or if you really calling yourself stepping out, you're going to tell your woman, hey, babe, I'm doing whatever I do and I'm going to be home. But stop lying. I feel like just tell the truth and maybe relationships will be better. Yeah.
Let me decide.
Well,
I think this goes both ways, not just for men. And it's women and men, because we got some women that's out here.
Yeah, it's a lot of women out here.
Very savage.
And them the ones that they fall in love with.
That's the ones
that I agree with what you said.
But let me decide if I want to go through the ringer with you. Let me decide if I want to deal with you and you want to date 50 other people. Let me decide.
That ain't fun.
And that's not don't let me decide. Because I mean, it's really, honestly, it's people out here that can roll with that. It's people out here that can roll with, you know what? I'm going to be your main, or I'm not going to be your main. I'm going to be this.
People go on by that.
It's a big culture now. It's a big thing now.
Yes.
So the job back.
I just say, let me decide. Don't decide for me. I feel it's pretty selfish for you as a man or a woman, because they both do it.
But this is our new society.
To
build on self.
Tell me one thing, but do another, and then you want to hold on to me. Yeah. But you want to do your side stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Because they know you're I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Don't let that be a real woman or man. No. And women do it too.
Women do too. They don't want to let their men go.
They don't want to let go of it, but they want to go out and they want to experience.
They don't want nobody else to have it.
Stop being selfish.
The game ain't fun if everybody play by the same rules.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's
not. It ain't fun.
It's not. I agree.
Hey, no, hold on, no, you can't go out and do that with him. Yeah, like I'm doing with her.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
They tell you it's together. Exactly. They tell you it's cool, but then don't let me find out. Then you find out about this. Now your ego intact. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's a game. It's just a game. There's no point in you being together. They always, and then you know what? They won't. That's why like I know somebody. They cheated on their woman the whole time, pregnant or not, with this other chick, okay? Decided to leave the woman and got with the other chick, okay? Now, they was with the other chick, but the chick just like him. Reflection. Just a straight reflection of him. Straight reflection of him. He loved her to pieces, okay? Love her to pieces and treat her like she's just the queen of beef.
Isn't that funny?
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and she dogs him out, and he doing the same thing, but he gets pissed off because she doing it. You know what I mean? But it's like when you got a woman that's like they want the woman that's just like I don't care. So basically, what a lot of men are showing women is, I don't want to see that you care about me. I don't want to see that you care about my well-being. That's what you're telling me when I'm doing everything for you and I'm looking out for you and I'm saying how your day going, this is that, the other, and you still want to be out here dragging me. I want to see you home at night waiting.
Or you're not man enough to be with a real woman, and vice versa.
Exactly.
Or you're not woman enough to be with a real man.
Yeah, you're not.
And I think sometimes we fall into those positions where we try to be the real man or the real woman, and we're not. We're just honestly not.
Most people ain't attracted to us, right?
Right.
That's what I've noticed with most people. They ain't attracted. What's right comes off as boring.
Yeah.
See, I know that it was like with some women that like cheating, they might have a good guy.
But they would say,
he's too nice. Mm-hmm. I've heard women say this. Yeah. He's too nice. Like, wow. He's too nice, right? Or, you know, like, I can't believe that this guy actually comes home. What? Like,
we have no argument.
Right, no argument. Like, no peace. I think that it's like people have felt, I think sometimes being miserable can be your best friend, and drama can be your best friend. So when you don't have it, it becomes boring. You think about it. If all you dealt with for 20 years of your life has been drama, all of a sudden you give you a person with peace, you have two types of people that see that. Thank God, I got peace. Other people, wow, this is kind of boring.
I was dating this guy, and he was super boring, but he was so honest. And the funny thing is, I didn't appreciate at this point in my life, I can appreciate the honesty that he was giving back then. But back then, I'm like, is he serious? Like, we had only been out on a couple of dates, and he really liked me. And he came to me and he was like, yeah, you know what, Foyya, I just want to let you know that I was dating this girl right before you, and we stopped dating, but she's saying that she took a pregnancy test and she's pregnant, right? And oh my God, I'm going off like, and we hadn't did anything. We had only been out on a couple of dates. But now at this point, I can appreciate the fact that, because some guys just would have been like, oh, shoot, I ain't saying nothing. I'm going to try to get in her drawers. I'm going to try to do this, because I really like her. But at the time, now that I think about it, that was real.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? That was real. Like, he came to me honest like a man, like, hey, I really like you. I want to date you. But the girl I just broke up with, she's possibly pregnant. And I'm thinking like, oh, he's just another no good. No, that was honest. And that was real. And I just wish that I could get more honesty out of men nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I had an ex-boyfriend. He was honest, way too blunt, way too honest. I can understand it. I was like, wait, you coming to tell me that you just did this? Like, at the time we wasn't even together. Mm-hmm. But it was like, you came and told me this. Like, I was like mad at the same time. It was like, it's stupid. But I was mad, but it was like, you show me, I can trust that you're going to be honest. You came to me on, I was never found out about that. By who the person it was, I would have never known. But at the same time, but I don't give you cookies and excuses. More like, okay, you came and told me that you cheated, you said, well, girl, so yeah, we're going to be good if you tell me the truth. No, you still going to feel my wrath.
Right.
Because,
but you can appreciate
the honesty, because it's so much stuff out here. So many STDs and so many AIDS.
So
women don't protect themselves. Men don't protect themselves. Everybody's sticking Tom, Dick, and Harry every which way. It's like a sexual pool. Everybody got time for that. So yeah, I can appreciate you being honest.
I don't have time for that. I'll just be honest with you. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for you to try to figure out where you need to stick your area into whatever. If you feel that you need multiple people to satisfy you, then go on and let you be. I'm gonna let you be at peace with being with multiple people. Like, it's so selfish to like go out there and experience other things and not let your mate know that you're out here experiencing those things.
Right. Come say, you know what?
That comes from male or female. Just knowing, like, who are you to go out and just say, hey, I'm about to just let it hang. Mm-hmm. But I ain't gonna tell my mate, and I'm gonna come home and lay up with this mate every day. Mm-hmm. And you just be looking at them like, are you crazy?
I just don't understand how, and that's another thing.
How easily can you go out there and just be like that?
How can you so easily go out in the streets, go do whatever you do, and then come home and lay next to me? Yeah. How is that? I guess maybe it's so easy for them. Like, I don't understand how that's
drinking water.
Yeah, it's like, and that's when I feel like you should come to the realization, like, you have no feelings. Like, you're selfless. You're selfish as hell. You have no heart, and I feel like, who raised you?
Like, how can you sleep at night knowing that you like, you did that, and like, and I can just only speak for myself. I can just only imagine going out and just like, I'm about to just drop it, and then I drop it and I come back home and I'm about to lay next to my mate. I'd be feeling bad as hell,
especially if you don't want, you don't want you to drop it. It's men that go out. It's men and women. They would go out. They would cheat earlier, and then come home, and then they will sleep with you, Steve.
Yeah, that's so nice. That's so fine.
Listen here, folks. If you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship, right, I'd rather you come to me. I'm still gonna turn you down. But come to me and say, look, I'm struggling with being able to be monogamous. Can we do a relationship? So I can tell you, go ahead and tell you no. Because there's some women and some men who will do an open relationship.
Listen, it is. And that's
so basically, by your actions, you telling me you want an open relationship because you want to still be out here hanging out and doing you. I'm not the person for an open relationship. But there might be somebody, the person you kicking with may be open to that.
What's so funny about that, Steph? I asked the guy, I found out the guy that I was dating was cheating, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask him, see what he has to say about a whole open relationship, right? So when I approached him with the subject, oh, yeah, since you're cheating, why not have an open relationship? Oh no, no, that ain't what I want for you. I love you so much, and I would never want you to be with another guy. You know, and it's funny because what happened a couple months later? Still cheating.
Yep.
Still cheat. But see, that's the point. You want your cake and eat it too. You want to go out and be with other people, but you'll be damned if I do the same thing.
Exactly.
You don't want that. You don't want that at all.
Exactly. That's the question for you before I go on to the next thing. It was
Says is it easy, Randy, from your point of view? It can't go by me because I'm a man and I've been this way a long time, man. This is why I tell you, I never like sharing. I'm not a sharer. I'm not a sharer whatsoever. I don't like sharing with women. It's almost like been like toothbrush. It's like I don't want to do all that. My thing is that I would say let's go our separate ways before I start doing anything else like that. I believe honesty. I believe the short, a short truth is better than a long lie. So let it burn. I really believe in that. I love that Usher song that say "Let it burn." Just let it burn right off the bat. Right off the bat. Let's be honest, because first of all, I don't like, I remember back in the day when Herman Kiefer was over, and people would go there every day, getting tested all the time. I'm like, this is the lifestyle I want to live. I want to go there every day, or I'm going there once a month. My thing, you should be thinking to yourself like, wow, I gotta go here once a month.
Right.
If you that much hoeing out, if you can sleep with that many people, whether you a man or a dude, like, why are you doing it? So my thing is like, because I think about that, all the time. Myself, like, dang, because I think it's a special breed of individual that can sit there and be comfortable with doing dirt on somebody that is pouring so much love into you. And that's a big thing. And like I said, I can tell you with guys, I don't understand it. Like, like I said, I can be honest. Like, dude, I think that when it comes to cheating, I think it's 50-50. Right. I think guys just getting a little, at one time were really stupid and women were really smart with it, but now it's getting even because a lot more women are starting to act like men and men are starting to act like women, so they can have a great time. Have you ever cheated before? Yep, I have cheated.
Let's be real with ourselves. Let's be real. I think at some point everybody has dibbles.
So have you ever? I've never cheated.
I have cheated.
Not that I'm super proud of being that.
I'm gonna tell you how my cheating went. This is how my cheating. I can't lie, and I hope she looking at it right now because we had just talked about it. What happened is that when we were dating, it was young, about 19, something like that, and. Not making no excuse of it, because cheating wrong, but got interested with somebody, and really wasn't interested. Just like a little fling thing. We were talking because my interests go from intellectual. If we click on a mind level, it's gonna be like. So that's what happened. She got me into. She was into politics, and that's when you're talking. It went from debating to the sexual attraction, and damn, as soon as I realized, like, man, this gonna happen, I went back like, hey, this is what I did, and I just want to let you know because, I want to, you're a good woman, and I don't want me to be this big old X on your, belt. Like, this is one of the guys that hurt me and put it on there. So
I've never cheated. The funny thing is, like, and it was so funny because
like
after college, no, I've never cheated. No, I've never cheated. Never cheated. When have I ever cheated?
No, I'm not saying you have, but I mean, like, you got to think about it. Like, even when you're younger and you think you're in a relationship and you think you know yourself and you're not. I've been to the point where I've dated somebody where I felt that I needed to know who I was as an individual. And I really didn't know who I was as an individual. But this person made me feel like I want to be tied down. Honestly, if this person could have married me when I was like 18, he would have did that. Yeah. And I just wasn't there mentally. Yeah. Because I didn't know who I was as an individual. Yeah. And I kept telling him, like, I think I need a break. I feel overwhelmed. And it's like, no, you can do whatever you want. But in reality, I couldn't do whatever I want. Because when I would talk to other people, he'd be like, who is that? Who, like running up on me. But in the notion, it's like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship like this. Because you're at an totally different level than where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you're young, you make decisions and you learn from that. But after that relationship, I can honestly say, any relationship that I dealt with, I have been 100% faithful to.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But I just think that I wasn't in that place where I needed to.
I'm not making this. I wish I would have cheated. To be honest with you, I don't think. But see, I do. I know you.
So you cheated then?
No, I wish I would. No, I just know. I think back, like for instance, and Darylisha know the situation. When I was in college, my freshman year, 4 years at state, my freshman year, I didn't date anybody. Well, I dated, but I didn't have a boyfriend. So I was single my whole freshman year. But for the next 3 years at Michigan State, I had a boyfriend. You know who he was. I had a boyfriend. And I was so faithful to him, driving back and forth to Flint. He moved to Pontiac, driving back and forth to Pontiac. But as soon as I graduated college and was getting ready to move to Chicago, he broke up with me. He cheated on me. And I was so upset that I wish a lot of the moments at Michigan State that I missed, I was so busy going back to Flint, having him come up there. I was so busy, my life being with him. I missed a lot of my college time that I wish I could get back. So when I say as of right now, as an adult, I wish I would have cheated, or I wish I would have been single. But I stayed faithful to him the whole time in college, and I wish I hadn't. Because look what happened. He got mad when I got a job and moved to Chicago and just cheated on me.
Yeah. You know what though? Like, I mean, I feel you on that. The only reason I was like, it still make you a better person because karma comes back around on you when you do cheat. I have been in a position where I have cheated, but I cheated, that goes along with this topic, where there's smoke, there's fire. I was having problems in my relationship. And even though I was voicing some of my problems and they weren't being, he wasn't responding how I felt like he should have responded. When I got into a situation with somebody else where I was somebody who's familiar, somebody who's my friend, somebody who I knew, somebody who I trusted, I ended up sleeping with them. Because, and then that's when it really woke up for me like, dang, like, no, you really not happy in this situation. And we was talking about getting married and everything. I was like 23 years old. And I thought that, he didn't know because he never said anything, never voiced anything. He treated me the same. And I don't know when he picked it up or when he knew, but he knew the whole time. And he never came to me and addressed it until we got into it. We was just breaking up in general. And I voiced it, but he already knew anyway. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean by, that's what I'm about to kick you out. This other question is, why don't we, because I know for myself, I was very, like, instead of me being honest with him and saying, I'm not happy. I voiced this is the problem that we're having. This is the struggle that I'm having in a relationship. We talk about getting married, but I'm getting anxiety even thinking about getting married to you because I'm not happy right now in this moment. So, like, my question is, why don't we as people, even y'all can answer this that's watching on the live, like, try to attack our problem head on? Like, why do you think we struggle with trying to, like, dig into what's the cause of the issue? Like, why do we, because little things, little arguments, little petty things leads to bigger things. You know what I mean? It starts small and it gets big and it separates you. So why do you think people, if you've never experienced it, why do you think people don't want to attack the problem or don't want to sweep it under the rug?
They don't want to hear the truth. And sometimes you be comfortable within the relationship, and sometimes you just feel like, oh, I have all these things going on, but it's just easier just kind of like weather the storm. Sometimes you just feel like you're comfortable with that person. And then you just be like, oh, I got to start this all over again.
Yeah.
Think about it. You've been with a person and you just like, oh my God, I got to start this all over again, where I got to go through the whole process of trusting someone again, figuring this out. And you just kind of sometimes hold on to thinking that you can be able to work through it. Right. And that person will see the light and you will see the light, and they're willing to understand where you're coming from and vice versa. And you can be able to make it, flip it around. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. And then you find yourself being in a situation where you're just not happy. You're not happy. You feel like you didn't put out all the stoppers. You're willing to go above and beyond, and you still haven't budged anywhere. You still haven't progressed anywhere. And you just get to the point where it's like a robot thing. You just living.
I feel like I'm not scared to start over again, because y'all all know my situation right now. I'm not scared to start over again. I just wanted the person that I love to do better. I just wanted them to be a better man. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't scare me starting over again. I just know that I had so much faith in the person I wanted to be with and loved. I just wanted him to be better as a person.
So
it doesn't scare me to start all over again because I know what type of woman I am. I know that I can start over with some person, and maybe the same situation may happen to me again. But I know, like I told you, with never cheating before, and I just poured so much love into a person. I know that I can find someone else, but that's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted my relationship to work.
Do you still want it? Like if you can have a choice to make it work,
would you work my
right now? Would you?
Honestly, Stephanie, too much has happened. Like I said, I wouldn't have married him if I didn't love him. I love that man to death. But so much has went down that things can be changed. Right. Words can be taken back. The hurtful things that have happened can be taken back. And like I said, at this point, I just wish a better life for him. Right. And a better life for me, but separately.
And honestly, for you, I know, I know how much you love him. But you know what? Honestly, because of everything that you have been through in this whole relationship, this whole year, and you have been a blessing to him to know, and like it's women that would have gave up a long time ago. But the fact that you didn't, God gonna bless you with a man that's gonna blow your world up. It's like you never imagined. Believe me when I say, when you go through a struggle and through a storm, you always, that the devil try to snatch from you, they'll always give you back in double. So believe that and stand on that. Trust me, you're going to get a good man. You are too good of a woman to not have a good man by your side. Know that.
No, nothing. No.
Really over here like.
I'm good. I feel for it because I feel for I feel for sisters like that, period. Yeah. Especially black women. I know somebody, no, I'm not going to correct myself and say what I'm saying about what I'm about to say. It's too many, it's too many of my women that's, they feel that there's something wrong with them every time things collapse.
Yeah.
Like, he cheated, or he preferred this, or he preferred that. And I guess my main thing I can really say to them is to really get them to understand is that because someone didn't honor their part of the agreement, if someone didn't have integrity to finish up what they were supposed to do, does not mean there's something wrong with you. Okay? He messed up. Yeah. He did what's wrong. And it's just for anybody. Don't feel him. A lot of people got this, like, I never really, now more that I got older, I start to understand, when people say, dang, I feel like a sucker. And I understand that too. And I'm saying that from being married. When I was younger, like I said, when I was younger in high school and college, the biggest thing, one of my biggest advice I could tell people that's younger, man, stay 20. Live your 20s. Because when I'm 20, I didn't understand, I really didn't know what I really wanted. I know that the goals and stuff I had in place for myself, finish school, go, family career, get into it. That's what I wanted. I didn't know what kind of, what socks I was going to wear the next day, much less what woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. So I say people in your 20s I think really is meant for your growth. It's the setting up the foundation. And then 30, you start to get kind of like, boom, I know what I want. That last part, 28, like, oh, I know what I want. Really want, but I know what I really want. So now I can focus on that a little bit. Because I'm going to be honest, 20s, I should have just stayed focused on Randy Johnson Jr. So when in getting married, like I said, and I don't want to put this in a bad light, but I got to be honest about it, is that I feel like the church kind of messed up a little bit more of my marriage. And then let me say what this is, because they made it seem to me when I wanted to, I'm done. They made me feel like I couldn't be done, and that bothered me. So not only that, but just being a minister, I'm like, okay, I got to do this, because it's almost like, hey, get married, or you about to burn in hell for keep having sex with a whole bunch of people. And it felt that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say this and get it twisted, and inboxes come, but I didn't marry my wife for sex. I married my wife because I loved her. Right. So being with her, like you said, when the point where you said, okay, when it's nothing, you could be with someone and be completely lonely.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship after about 2.5 years when it felt like everything was going good, and then all of a sudden it just felt like a bag of bricks just dropped on me, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? And then it went from my loving wife letting my kids see me kissing and holding their mother to you seeing daddy treating her like she a roommate. And I think that's a big thing, you know. Like at first I was gonna get mad at a lot of stuff, like, man, I did this, I was a good husband, I did all this other good things. But it's not your fault if you did the right thing and someone else messed up.
Right.
I'm not gonna stop being a good man. Just like you ain't gonna stop being a good woman and vice versa. Nobody should stop being what you are because some people can't handle it.
I feel
some
like
people,
I want to stop though.
Yeah, and it makes you want to stop.
But
the
you
problem is
have
just
to be who
you
you
gotta
are.
be who you are.
You
You
have to
can't,
be who
it's
you
like an oak tree can't be a bush.
Mhm.
I'm an oak. That's what I'm gonna be. So it's like, as much as I want to be like, nah, don't get me wrong, you're gonna be like cautious. And that's good. You should be cautious because spending the rest of your life with somebody is a pretty big deal. So you should be cautious with it. But I just don't want a lot of women to get, because I see it, man, and I see it tear them down more so than men. Don't get me wrong. It's some women out there that do men wrong all the time. But I see more of our women cut dry. More of our men have hurt our women, period. And then when you allow other people to hurt our women, it's the same notion, you know? So now they sitting there thinking they the last on the list to get married, first ones to get divorced, and then people try to run, oh, what's wrong with them? They angry? Hell yeah, they angry. Yeah. Because they're getting treated like crap. Yeah. They're getting treated like crap because the good ones feel like there's something wrong with them because these guys out here ain't going to them. It ain't enough for me to say, like, man, forget him, then he ain't worth it. But tell that to a woman who has been dating constantly and she's getting her feelings hurt and everything else like that.
Women love harder than men.
But it
when
is.
They go
it's
through
crazy.
a breakup, it takes time. You know, it's like so many different things. Like when I even when me and Keith broke up for a point in our lives, and we broke up, and I was going through so many different things. Like my stepfather was really ill. I had to move my parents in with me. I was just going through a lot of things, and work was very challenging. And we ended up breaking up, and it was the worst feeling ever. Like I was having points where I was having insomnia. I was getting up. I was crying. I was, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what he went through when we had that time where we wasn't together, but it was like hell for me.
Right.
For me to endure that. Like each day I was having a point where, and I'm the type of person that like, I'm very emotional in my personal life, but with my work life, you couldn't even think of like all the turmoil that I was going through. And I had this one moment in my life where I was at work and I was in my office and I had just got to work and I was just like, I am just like, I'm out of it. I'm not here mentally. And so I was just sitting at my desk and I would just hold my head. And I can laugh about this now because I mean, I've been through challenges and stuff, but you know, my boss comes in and she like, hey, what's wrong with you? And I just look at her and I just burst out in tears and was like, this is what's wrong with me. And I just tell her everything that's going on with me in my life. And she was just like, you need to go home. And I was just like, no, I don't. And you know, but I just,
you know what, girl, that's another problem.
You go through things.
But no, I was just talking to Kelly about this. We're such strong women that not necessarily that we put on the front. We hold things in.
Oh yeah.
And it builds and it builds and it builds because we fixers. We want to fix everyone that's around us. It's like I told you, like if I need to be your banker, your therapist, whatever I need to do for you. And that's a problem because I'm pouring so much of myself into you. I'm not taking time for myself. Yeah. So when it finally gets, like Darylisha said, when it finally gets to the point where you just break down. Yeah. You literally break down like, who's pouring into me? Really? Like I'm so busy pouring into everyone, my friends, my family, him, my relationship, trying to make it, fix it, work it, do everything, pay bills, do this, do that. Who's pouring into the Foyya? Right. And that's what I need to start focusing on myself.
Yeah.
That was the roughest time in my life, you know. I mean, because I've been with you for so long, and you just go through different things in life, and I think I made so many different transitions. Who I am as an individual, but you just that was just a rough time. And I think like when you know who you want to be with, or you know what you need to do, and you just whatever is going on or whatever is making you guys grow apart or whatever, that's like the worst feeling ever. And women do love hard, you know what I'm saying? And it took me some time to really overcome what I was going through.
Right.
We end up making it back together, but in the same notion, that was like one of the worst times because I was at a point out of my 20s where I knew exactly what I wanted, and I felt that that's who I wanted, and it wasn't working out, and it was just like, oh my God, this is the end of the world, you know, because you do go through phases in life. When I was 20, when I was 19, when I was 25, no, I didn't know what I wanted.
Right.
I thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't really know what I needed as a woman until I reached my really, I just honestly think you don't know who you are as an individual until you reach your 30s, because that's the time that you should start settling down and figuring out what you want to do. Your 20s and stuff, and your 19, 20, 21, 22, you don't know who you are. You know, you don't know who you are. And people can say they know who they are, but you don't know who you are. Because think about it. Would you do something that you did when you were 21? Would you do it now?
Right.
At 35 and 36.
I wish I would have been in that relationship in school.
Sarita said, to go back to our question, truth hurts. It's easier for some to just go on from day to day without knowing, thinking it'll just get better. However, communication is the key to our relationship. If you're equally yoked, put God in your relationship, communicate your relationship will work for your good, whether y'all stay together or break up. Sometimes the men are broken themselves. Which, that was a very, very, very valid point. But because we're trying to get this show intact and for the better, we are actually getting ready to wrap up for the first time at an hour exactly. Normally we go about in 2 hours, but it's perfect that we end in this spot because this is kind of leading to communication, which next week we have our topic, Can You Hear Me Now? Lost in translation. And what it is, we're just covering different type of communication breakdowns, and we have an expert that's coming on. So if you have questions that you want to ask, if you're dealing with any kind, it can be with your family member, it can be with a friend, it can be with your relationship. He is going, if you ever seen him, his name is Kevin Binion. If you haven't checked him out, he's on a previous show that we did called Preparing for Marriage. And he is a straight shooter. We will be really honest. So if you're going to ask this question.
Because I got questions too, y'all.
If you're going to ask this question, he is going to tell you the truth up front. He's not going to sugarcoat it to give it to you. But he will be here with us next Sunday. It's at 6:30 still. Like I said, it's called Can You Hear Me Now? Share and like my page, follow my page. I'm debating if I'm going to do it from my personal page because I feel like it's so much needed. So I'll know later on this week. I hope you guys continue to have a great week. Anything else you guys want to drop off into them when it comes to where there's smoke, there's fire? Just remember to make sure you tackle your problems. Don't let your problems get bigger than what it needs to get. Don't let the flames devour your relationship. Relationships are very important, whether it's an intimate one or a personal friendship or family. Because people say all day they don't need a relationship, but you need a relationship in life because you need that support. Mm-hmm. As Foyya was saying earlier, when times get rough, you need somebody to be able to pour into your spirit as you pour into theirs. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. And I will check you out next weekend. Bye-bye.